Listen up or run for cover. Dropping knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. The Real Brad Lea is dropping
What it is. Brad Lea back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, as you're probably aware, I've got a real treat for you. This one's a real one, though. Brandon T. Adams. What's cracking?
How you doing, man?
Folks, if you guys don't know who Brandon T. Adams is, you better get out from underneath your rock. He's an Emmy Award-winning producer, host of a TV series called Success in Your City, a podcaster, speaker, of course, inventor. You list inventor. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of an inventor.
Are you?
Advisor. The dude does a bunch of shit, man. So we're going to get busy, talk about stuff that he's learned. Matter of fact, Success in Your City and the new book you have out. What's the book called?
The Road to Success.
So it's all about success. Apparently, Brandon T. Adams has some tidbits on success.
Yeah, definitely gonna share it today.
Yeah, good. So we're gonna drill down and figure out how you got past problems, or people can. Have you ever heard dropping bombs?
Yeah.
Good. You know that we're just gonna shoot the shit then.
Dude, I love your show.
And you also know if I smell any nonsense,
I know.
I'll tell you. And then of course, you're looking for one of those.
Sweet. Let's drop some bombs.
Hey, but you don't get to decide. I get to decide.
I don't get a little button where I can press the
I
drop
tried
a bomb
that.
button.
Didn't work. I tried it. Didn't work. But anyway, I'm glad you came all the way to town. I'm glad you were here to do. What are you doing here? You got some event, don't you?
Yeah, doing a book meetup. I drove here from Minnesota, so this is my 5th event in 5 days. I got one in LA tomorrow, and then I'm driving back to Minnesota.
Yeah, so it's almost like a press junket.
Yeah. Honestly, I wanted to get the fuck out of the house. I wanted to meet people. I wanted to have some connections. I mean, that's where the real business is made. I mean, the book tour is fun and all, but...
Hear what he said, folks? That is.
It is. I mean,
yeah, I keep telling people, more hands shake, more money you make.
You don't even need... People are like, oh, I need a big event. I need 100 people there. Some of my best deals have happened when there's 3 or 4 of us sitting around having a drink, talking, and then you follow up. And then all of a sudden, it might happen a week later, it might happen a year later. But the thing is, if you talk to enough people, it eventually leads to something.
Amen. So, you wrote your book by yourself, but
my wife and I wrote it.
Oh,
together.
your wife and I thought your wife and you did the show.
We did the show and wrote the book.
Oh, so you guys are like freaking inseparable.
Yeah.
Miss Rossin.
Yeah. Rosine.
Brandon T. Adams.
And Samantha Rossin.
And Samantha Rossin. Married.
Yes.
Why the different last names?
She hasn't changed it yet.
How long you been married?
We got married. Our anniversary's coming up, so October 13th. I better say that right.
Oh, you just got married?
We got married. It'll be 2 years. October.
Oh,
13th.
no. 2 years is far too long. Why is the name not changing? That's the question, Samantha. I know you're listening right now.
Samantha, I love you, but I doubt she's listening.
Oh, she will be listening.
She knows. She can repeat line for line every talk I do, everything.
What's her Instagram?
Samantha, I think she changed it. It was Samantha J. Rosine. I should know this. It's Samantha Fitness.
Okay, folks, everybody listening, do me a favor. Go tag Samantha Fitness in this podcast. Whenever this is on my social and you see it on my social, just tag her ass. She'll be wondering what the hell she needs to listen to. The Bomb Squad will make sure that she listens to it. And all I'm asking for is why the names are different.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
would you prefer personally? Would you prefer personally? I should introduce you to this guy.
Let's do it.
Oh, you should want me to introduce you to that guy. I can't, only because it'll take. I mean, we
talk forever.
No, yeah. But hey, Samantha, I was just busting his chops before we got on here, so I told him I'd bust your chops a little bit for not changing your name. He said it was his fault, so
it was my fault.
Give him a hug. He's not really a bad guy. I was just poking him. So, dude, let me ask you a question. You don't look very old. What are you, 30 or something?
I'm 30.
30 years old. So, 18 years old. Who were you? Where were you?
I was in Ames, Iowa. I was selling moonshine out of my apartment. I was doing a lot of alcohol drinking. I was doing a lot of partying, and I was fucking lost, man. I mean,
Ames, Iowa.
Ames, Iowa.
That's not the small town.
No, it's 50,000. I'm from Garnaville, Iowa, a town of 700 people. So I grew up basically surrounded by cornfields in Iowa.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so what made you move to Ames?
So I went to Iowa State. I somehow got through Iowa State. I got a 1.68 my first semester. I got kicked out of the dorms for fighting. College was not really my thing, but where my life changed, I read a book called Think and Grow Rich.
Sure.
And then I realized that if you want something in life, you have to, one, believe in yourself. You have to have the right mindset. But two, you got to actually fucking take action. Everybody talks about, oh, I got the ideas, everything else. If you don't execute and take action, nothing will happen. And so what I realized is I had to do a lot of shit, learn from my mistakes, and then eventually things would fall into place. Took me a while.
Oh, I just came up with a joke, but I'll tell it to you later.
I can't
Oh
wait.
my God, that's good.
I know you're a comedian.
No, it was just you'll hear it and you just tell me if it was dumb or not. So, Ames, Iowa, 18 years old, selling moonshine. That's obviously illegal.
Apple pie is basically moonshine.
But it's legal or no legal?
It's technically legal, but none of us were of age. I was selling it in the dorms.
That's called illegal, Brandon.
Okay, it was illegal.
Yeah, so you're busting
It
the
was
law.
over 10 years ago, so I'm
Whatever. You're 18 years old. You're busting the law. You're slinging moonshine in Ames, Iowa.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you got TV shows, you got success books,
Yeah.
you're running around with Miss Samantha Rossin. What's going on? What happened? What was the transition?
Yeah, so I got my first mentor. I was in, I had to get extra credit for a class. And
No, I don't want to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
when you say mentor, did
Yeah.
you pay the individual?
I eventually did, yeah. Yeah, I actually dropped, I dropped almost 10 grand.
Yeah, but when you say eventually, the reason I say is because a lot of people say mentor. Now,
Mentor
George
consultant.
Chanos, for example, I consider him a mentor of mine. Why?
Yeah.
Well, because I can call and shoot the shit and ask some questions, get his opinion, and he'll give me his advice. That's mentoring. I don't pay George.
Yeah. He was a consultant then.
Okay.
Shout out to George. I love George.
But you got a consultant.
So a consultant.
Good.
So
Because there's a differentiator. I want everyone to know this, folks, people listening. You know, because I get asked a lot, will you be my mentor?
Yeah.
Well, that's not really what people mean when they say, I got a mentor, I found a mentor. It means that you paid somebody to consult you.
So I guess I look at it, he's my mentor now. I don't pay him anymore. But I did. So from 20 years old, 21 to 23, I paid him. So I paid about 25 grand in 2 years. And I realized the power of finding somebody that already had done what you wanted to do. I took advantage, obviously, of the opportunity and his network. And then from there, I did my own thing.
Yeah. Well, folks, pay attention to what Brandon's trying to tell you. Listen up. Paying is what most people won't do.
Because most people, yeah, I have what to say.
They're scared, dude. They
don't have the balls to take action. I mean, when you throw money down, when I was 21, I had to raise 10 grand to get him as a consultant. People thought he was a scam. They said, like, he's going to just take your money. But I knew the power of having him in my life. So I was broke. I was out of college. I went to family and friends. I raised 10 grand it was 4 weeks. I paid him cash. When people pay, the other person pays attention, both parties. And I worked my ass off to pay for that. But I utilize it to make money from it. And again, if you're around the wrong people, I grew up in a small town. People are so small-minded. They're negative. They just don't understand the power of mentorship. So I had to get the fuck out of the town. I love going back, but for a short period of time. You got to be around people that think big and have already achieved what you want to achieve, and he was one of them.
You want to name him?
Cactus Jack Behringer.
Really?
He goes by Cactus Jack. He sold.
I thought you were going to say something like Carlton Sheets or something.
No. He sold millions of dollars on infomercials.
Why did everybody say he was a scam?
Because I was paying him 10 grand.
But he didn't have a reputation of scamming folks?
No, he did it.
How come?
Because he was a good guy.
Why would people think he did?
because they didn't understand the power of investing in themselves. And I think if you grew up in a small area, if you don't know what you don't know, like the thought of throwing money down to get somebody to give you guidance, they're like, why would you pay for that? He should just give it to you. No. Like, his knowledge is valuable.
Can't agree more. So you got this guy, you're 18, you scraped up 10 G's, and what did he start teaching you?
So at that time, I had an invention idea called Arctic Stick. It was to cool and flavor drinks.
It was the what?
To cool and flavor drinks. So I no shit, yeah.
He even says it like an inventor.
Yeah.
To cool and flavor drinks.
I grew up in the ice business, so I sold packaged ice for a living since I was a kid. So I sold ice, and I wanted a way to cool bottled beverages. I came up with this idea. I got a couple patents and trademarks, spent over $100,000. I didn't make shit back. But what happened is I learned from doing that how to launch products. I learned how to raise money. I learned all these other things, and along the way, it led to me doing other things like producing shows and stuff like that. But the invention didn't make me shit. But I learned. Learned a lot.
What'd you do with that knowledge?
So I got into crowdfunding back in 2014. And so like Kickstarter, Indiegogo. I started helping people raise money for their ideas. And so where my break was, I helped a guy named John Lee Dumas raise, we did $453,000 in 33 days for his book. So we did about $500,000. He went on to do over $1 million for the book. And after I did that, all of a sudden everybody wanted to work with me. So I started doing crowdfunding and fundraising. But the key component to raising money was a video. As you know, it's getting a compelling video, the right interpretation, the emotion behind it, explain the product. And so I realized I enjoyed creating the video more than raising the money. So I got more into doing video content. I had a D-Rock kind of like a guy following me around filming.
This was in 14?
This was in 15, 16. Okay. And then where my break came after that was a guy named Greg Roulette came to me and said, hey, I got this pilot run of a TV show. It's called Ambitious Adventures. If you help me raise the money for it, you can be my co-host. I said, fuck yeah, let's do it. So we raised money. We launched a show. It was a great show. I mean, it's on Amazon Prime. We had a deal with Entrepreneur Network. We had on there. But we found out how fucking hard it was to self-produce a show and try to get it with a big network. And so after I did that, I didn't look back. I just kept doing more video content. I've spent it's not a huge amount, but I've spent probably $600,000 of my own money in video, and it's well worth it.
Would you consider yourself a content creator?
Yeah, video producer, content creator.
Well, you just hear the buzzword nowadays, content creator.
Yeah,
What is that?
You create content, but you got to create good content. You can't just fucking create a video and put it up and, okay, it's valuable.
I know, but when I said, are you a content creator?
I'm a video producer.
I saw a little bit of like almost disdain for the title.
I mean, there's all these like so-called influencers, right? And sometimes when I hear the word influencer, I get a sour taste in my mouth because like you can buy a fucking following on social media. You can make yourself perceived as an influencer online saying, hey, like, I got my life made. I got it figured out. I'm 20 years old making X amount of dollars. Like, that's what I think about when I hear content creator or influencer sometimes. A lot of people, they don't understand how to actually turn videos into money. They actually turn it into an opportunity to make money. They create it. Like, there's influencers, as you know, they have big followings, and they still don't know how to monetize their following. I only have, between all my social media platforms, probably, I think it's 45, 50,000 followers. Not huge. But I know how to monetize it. I know how to utilize it to actually make money with it. And yeah, I want to keep growing my social media following, but you want to get the right followers.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of that. Why does my voice sound like Barry White right now? Doesn't it?
I don't know.
See, he doesn't hear what we hear. When you hear through the headphones, it's way different.
We got headphones on.
Well, that's why I keep lowering it down. But anyway, so yeah, I totally agree with you. Now, that also means like a real show technically it's content, but a content creator to me is like what we do here with my guy, and we just throw out some content.
You guys have great content.
Yeah, but that's a content creator type thing in my book. It's like, oh, the dude just makes some shit for social media.
But you're the real deal.
Yeah, but you're the real deal. You make full
Like a show.
Yeah, you have shows. That's
You got a script. You have a
beyond
film
content.
crew. You got post production. Like this shit ain't cheap. It's a lot of work. It takes time to.
it gets scored.
Yeah,
Do you score your show?
yeah. You have people that come in and they put the music in and all that.
See, no, that's that's probably why when I said, are you a content creator? You kind of, your butt puckered a little because you're above that.
I mean, I guess I'm a I create 99% of my content with the phone, but the other small percentage is when you do a show. For example, our show Success in Your City. It's only got 5 episodes. We've released 2. We're slowly releasing more to elongate the promotion for it. I've got not quite 400,000, I think 350,000 into the show. Most of that money was my own. And and by the way, when we created the show, it's not like I got paid as a host. My wife didn't get paid. What happens is you got to really plan out this content. You got to strategize. You got to tell a story. You got to have a editor. You got to have the right crew. You got to get the right shot. You got to have the right lighting. Time. There's so much
sound.
Fucking shit. Sound involved with the TV show, and people don't realize it. And everybody comes to me, hey, how do you create your own show? Hardly anybody's going to go do it because, for one, they don't have the drive to go actually follow through with it. And 2, man, it's getting the funding. I use my expertise in raising money to raise money in creative ways to fund the shows. Most people have a network deal. So what happens is people go and they pitch a pilot and then they hope that Netflix or some platform gives them money to go film it. Most people never get past that stage. They do a pilot and nothing happens. I'm the kind of guy, I'm like, fuck it. We're just going to go do it, and then let's go try to sell it to network. But either way, we're going to launch it. We're going to utilize our entrepreneurial skills to monetize it. And that's what I did. Not many people do that. It's difficult.
Yeah, but you learn to take action, obviously, because
Yeah.
I'm seeing a thread that you just take action a lot.
You take action a lot. It's definitely put me close to bankruptcy a couple times. It's put me in very difficult situations, but luckily I'm glad I went through with it because I've came out on top.
So if someone's listening to this, having a little problem, wishing they could have more, be more, do more, and they're like, I'm willing to take action, I just don't know what to do.
Just fucking do. Like, hey, if you're listening right now and you want to create your own show, DM me at Brandon T. Adams, and I'll tell you what to do. But most of you, 99% of you, won't do it. You know what you got to do. You just don't do it because you're not willing to make the sacrifice. I mean, it isn't easy, and you're going to fail a lot. You're going to hear no's. People are going to tell you your show sucks. They're going to tell you that you're wasting your fucking time. But if you really believe in what you're doing, you'll keep persisting with it, and eventually it might not form out what you originally thought it was going to be, but it'll turn into something.
100%. Now, where can people see this show? Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Go to Amazon Prime. Where can they get the book?
The books, you could go to our site at successinyourcity.com, or it's Barnes & Noble, Amazon, everywhere.
Everywhere. Go get that book, folks. I'm just going to say it right there in case we forget, because we're going to get into some conversation, and if I forget to plug this book,
Appreciate
I'm going
it,
to
man.
be screwing my...
I'm looking forward to your book, by the way. I already pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it, man. When do I get it?
It's coming soon, man. Real soon. It's coming real soon. But, dude, I want to get into because the book obviously talks about success.
Yeah.
The show's about success.
Yeah.
Have you seen Undercover Billionaire, by the way?
I don't think so.
It's a new show out. It's been out, but this guy starts a company from scratch, see if he can make $1 million company within 90 days. First episode, he almost did it, but didn't do it. So I think they're coming out with a new Undercover Billionaire. Mm-hmm. We won't say who it is, but we know who it is.
You know who it is.
Yeah. So, hey, let me ask you a question, Brandon. You grew up working with your father in the package ice business. Was it his business?
Yeah, he started in 1986.
So he was an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I was born and raised a Spartan entrepreneur.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you think that accredits to your success?
Oh, totally. I mean, I didn't have a silver spoon. 6 years ago, I bought the business from my father. 2 years ago, I sold it, which was hard because I never thought I'd ever sell.
Was he pissed?
No, he was at peace. He's retired now.
Because you said I didn't think I'd sell the family business. You were going to say it.
Yeah, I felt it. It was. I mean, I was the only one that had the desire to be in it, but I realized I didn't want to sell frozen water for the rest of my life because it just didn't fulfill me.
Was it good frozen water?
Yeah, it was good ice.
How was your ice better than anyone
Yeah, I
else's
had good
ice?
ice.
What was the difference between your ice and everyone else's?
Just it's good ice. It gives you a better experience when you're drinking your bourbon or whatever drink you have.
Why though?
It's tubed ice. It has a hole in the center, so that it cools in the inside and out.
See, I didn't even know that.
I could sell ice to an Eskimo.
But all kidding aside, my wife has an ice machine that makes this little pellet ice.
Oh, yeah.
But
Wait,
the pellet ice, man, that little
the
crushed.
little ones?
Yeah,
oh, that's
it's like,
pretty good. I like that.
everybody loves it. Everybody comes over. They're like, "Oh, you got that ice." It's like I keep thinking, why doesn't everyone use the same ice maker?
Yeah.
It's an ice maker, but it's that crushed pellet ice.
Yeah.
Did you guys have that?
No, we
Okay.
didn't.
So
We had tubed ice.
all right. So anyway, you had kick-ass ice, but you're just not into ice. So you said, "I'm selling the business."
Yeah. I had sold ice my entire life. I mean, I sold it when I was 27, 28. Beyond working in my dad's business, he was a wholesale distributor of Arctic Glacier ice. There was second or I think first largest manufacturer and producer of ice in the country. And so we bought it from them. We sold it. Retail stores, bars, all that. Once I got out of college, I was developing my invention. I was working in the family business. I eventually bought the business from my dad. But I also worked in corporate for 16 months because I wanted to see what it was like at a high level.
Yeah.
I was 23. I was managing, it was 8 facilities. It was only 50 people. But I saw what it was like to be like the king of ice. I literally was managing, it wasn't huge, like a $10 million territory. But I saw how much work I had to do. And I realized, dude, I can only make this much money. And I got to fucking work my ass off nonstop, have no life, work holiday weekends. I'm like, this is not for me. So that was like my moment of realizing I want to do something more than just selling ice. I want to use my head and not my back.
And so you just took action again.
I took action. Yeah,
Sold the business.
My dad always told me, he said, son, you don't want to be in the ice business. He's had a herniated disc. His back is killing him. He said, use your brain. And I eventually did.
Dude, I almost like see a parallel from back in my day, except my dad didn't give me a business. And I couldn't fucking sell one to save my life because I couldn't build one. But, dude, I can tell you right now, you've been an entrepreneur from day one.
Yeah.
And when I'm sitting here thinking, it sounds like you're an old soul. But I got to realize this is all happening recently.
Yeah.
Like when you said you're married, I'm thinking, oh, shit, how long? 10, 15 years? It's like, no, 2 years. Like you just had the ice business not 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was sold February 25th of 2019.
Yeah, so all this shit's happening right now to you.
I'm right in the moment, yeah.
Right on. All right, now catch me up to speed, folks. See, now you're going to be able to shoot him out a message and ask him as he's going through, or figure out a way you can help a brother out. What do you think about asking for help?
I ask for help every day. I think the more you ask, the more you get. Don't be afraid. I mean, the least I can say is no. Like, there's been times I was like, I don't know if I want to ask. I don't want to ask for that sale. I don't want to ask for that money. And then I say, screw it, I will. And then usually when I do that, the person I least think will buy or give me money, they do.
So how many shows do you put on or plan on putting on, and how many cities are you going to?
Yeah, so when we did the show in 2018, we tended to do 12 cities in 12 months. It wasn't sustainable. Like we did the first couple, and we ended up doing 6 cities, and we filmed 5 episodes. For me, my plan is we'll get this show out, and eventually what I'll do is I'll do a spin-off of a travel entrepreneurship show where I'm the host, and it's just me traveling around.
Well, what about your wife? She ain't gonna like that.
She actually doesn't care to be in front of the camera at all.
Well, would she be traveling with you?
Probably.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
You only been married 2 years. You go away for too long, dude. You won't be married very long. Take it from me.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I like the idea. I like the concept. So, dude, how do you make your money then?
Where I make my money is I advise companies. So I advise companies. I get paid retainers, and I get paid a small percentage of the company.
To advise them on what?
Video marketing, branding, strategic relationships. So what I did is when I traveled the country, in the past 6 years, I put on over 100 of my own events, whether masterminds, big events up to 500 people. And I built connections with the speakers. I built connections with so many people. And I started learning from my mentors on how to make money at a higher level. And I'll do a shout out to my, he was just on here, Kevin Harrington.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Harrington literally changed my life. Going back to Cactus Jack Behringer. Cactus Jack Behringer made a deal with Kevin on Shark Tank a long time ago when Kevin was on Shark Tank. And Cactus Jack had always talked about him. He did infomercials with him because Kevin invented the infomercial. I always study people. Like, before I came on the show, I studied you. I study anybody I want to understand and learn and how to do business with. I studied Kevin Harrington. I read his books. I listened to everything. It took me 5 months to negotiate a deal with his assistant to get him to fly to Iowa, of all places. At the time, I didn't have the money, but I made a deal to hire him to speak at my event. And I didn't have the money at the time. I was actually willing to sell my pickup if I didn't get the sponsor in. I got the sponsor in. He flew to my event. And from that event, I built a relationship with him. And this starts. Sometimes when you start a relationship, you want to build a connection. You might have to pay. But eventually, it could turn into a mentorship. From that event in 2016, we have investment in 5 companies together. He's the executive producer of our show. He put the forward to our book. Kevin has made me a lot of money, and I've made him a lot of money. And a lesson learned for mentorship is, you want a great mentor, find somebody that's already achieved what you want to achieve. And if you want to become somebody, whatever it is, find somebody like that's done it. And make them money. Don't say, hey, will you mentor me? Fucking make them money. And then they will listen, and then you'll make money too.
Do you think, like, the COVID is affecting you with the events and the...
Actually, COVID's been actually a success in disguise for me. I mean, I was speaking before COVID weekly at events. We were going to speak in Canada with Grant Cardone, Kevin Hart, all this big, we were going to have a 2,500 person event. We were going to do a lot of money at that event. And then all of a sudden, a week before, COVID hits. I went from weekly to no events speaking. But it actually helped me because of going and connecting with people via Zoom. I actually got more deals, big deals, during COVID than I did when I was doing the speaking. So it actually helped me.
So do you ever know anybody with COVID?
So I had family members that had it, friends that had it. I actually know a lot of people that had it.
Had it with symptoms?
They had it.
How do you know?
Because, symptoms, and I think a couple of them were tested. My friends back home, they joked. They said they had worse hangovers.
Yeah, so how do you know they had it? Tests aren't accurate.
Because they went to an event, a social event, and there was a couple hundred people, and 50 of them got it, and they got tested positive for it.
Interesting.
How do you feel about COVID?
I don't...
You don't want to go there?
No, I mean, I just don't believe it. I think it exists. Obviously, people have died from it, but the 200,000 deaths and, oh my God, there's not 200,000 deaths. It's been proven that they're counting every death as a COVID death.
Mm-hmm. So they're actually incentivized in the hospitals to call it COVID because they get reimbursed money.
So that's what I mean by I don't buy it. Now, do I believe it exists? Yes.
Yeah, it does exist.
Do I believe you can get it? Yes. Have people gotten it? Yes. Will it go around? Yes. I believe in it. I just don't believe in it. It was way overhyped. I knew it.
Well, that's what the media does.
Yeah, it was overhyped, and I think there's a purpose of why, and I just don't think it's been revealed yet. But I think keep watching, folks. We'll figure out. It might be 10 years from now, but we'll know why this happened eventually.
When you get a chance, go home. You probably don't watch a lot of TV.
I watch a shitload.
Well, watch Plandemic, and then watch Plandemic and Doctrine. Guy named Mickey created it. Just watch it.
I saw Plandemic right when it came out, or not when it came out, like when it hit the internet.
Yeah.
You talking about that viral video?
It's on London Real TV.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
That's cray. Also, have you seen the Fall Cabal QAnon ones?
No.
Go to YouTube Fall Cabal. There's like 10 videos.
Yeah,
Crazy.
They won't allow this on YouTube. They take it down. You have to have a hosted site that you own.
Exactly. I talked to you. Ever heard of Dr. Dr. Rashid Buttar?
I think was he on your show?
Yeah, and I put him up. 1.5 million views in like 2 days, and then boom, it said,
shut it
"Oh,
down.
yep," they shut it right down because we were talking about this. So we better quit talking about this.
Yeah, I don't want to get.
Yeah, let's stop
the
talking
show
about this,
going
dude.
away.
Hey, folks, if you guys want to know, go to my secret site. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy COVID. I don't like the masks. The masks don't work. I think it's all going to go away here pretty soon. I'm hoping anyway. But if it doesn't, I don't really give a shit. You know why?
You
Because-
adapted.
That's right. Because it's not going to affect me. The president's not going to affect me. The mayor's not going to affect me. Nothing's going to affect me unless I affect myself. So I just, look, good for you. Good for them, the elections, whatever. Obviously, I've got my preferences.
Yeah.
Okay, but guess what? If he loses, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to adapt. Like one time, the news came in here because I said to somebody, and they wanted to send the news guy down here, they're going to raise taxes. And I said, so? And they were talking to all the business owners, and I was one of the ones there that said, so? They're like, well, we want to talk to you. So why don't you care if they raise your taxes? I said, well, you can't stop them, so you might as well just plan on making more money.
I like your suggestion on the flat rate tax.
Oh, I love the flat rate.
I mean, I think that. I mean, I was watching your other show, and I think that'd be amazing.
But dude, don't think that all this shit actually affects us. The president, like again, we want Trump, but at least I want Trump. But actually, I want a non-politician. That's what I want.
Non-partisan.
No.
As George would call it.
No, non-politician. I want someone like Trump. Trump wasn't a politician. He was a businessman. He's in politics now, and he might be becoming a politician very quickly. I prefer non-politicians. I think every.
I agree with you.
I think there should be term limits. I think it should be a voluntary position, which damn near is not paid very much. But anyway, I think you get these incumbents that have been in there for 100 years and they got everything locked, and that's where the backroom deals are, and that's whose brothers are multi-billionaires because they've told them where the roads are going, and it's just, I think it's backwards. Politicians. I think if there were no politicians in there, we'd be better off. I believe, but that's just me.
I 100% agree with you.
But I do want Trump to win. Why? Because he's a non-politician. He's a businessman, and this country is a business, and we need to get our business in order. Look at the shit now, dude, with the protesters. What do you think the dangers of protests are?
I live in Edina, Minnesota. The protests were in my backyard. Like, there was fires, there was fucking armored cars down the street. We had curfews. It was stupid. Like, I was like, what is going on here? And the media doesn't help. I mean, all they want to do is show everything that's bad. They want to show nothing good.
And act like it's everywhere.
And like it's everywhere.
Because
it was happening. I saw it in my backyard, but like, it wasn't.
Not actually in your backyard.
I mean, basically.
Yeah, like here. I'm sure they've rioted here in Vegas, but it's been downtown and
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of it. Is that my backyard?
No.
So
The armored car was in my backyard, though.
So you heard some shit and you look out.
This is no shit. This was on May 31st. 4 cops went on the 4 ways. Armored car came down, and a guy with a bulletproof vest and a shotgun jumped out, and they went on the intercom and said, "Get inside, stay inside." That happened. I literally watched it. I think I got a video somewhere on my phone. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I felt safe because I carry. I mean, I own like 16 guns. So knowing that I had a gun, I'm like, man, I feel better about myself if something does happen. Do you own guns?
Come on, man. Tell the truth.
What's your handgun that you have that's your go-to?
Just a Glock.
Glock 40 is what I got.
That's right.
Extended barrel.
Very simple.
Yeah.
It works. If you can get past that, dude, I got bigger problems.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think backyard means literally what you're explaining now. So you did see it in your backyard. Yeah. And it's a small town or no? Because Minneapolis, where they're rioting, that's
so
Minneapolis, right?
Is 10 minutes from Edina. I used to live in Minneapolis. Edina is like a...
How do you keep picking weird places to live?
Her family's in Minnesota, and we want to be closer to family.
So why Edina? Just
seemed like the place.
Okay. There's no story.
No, not really.
Everybody has a story. Like people always say, why Vegas? I said it was a bad acid trip. You ever taken acid?
No.
See, you're like a good kid, raised properly.
I've done shrooms.
Similar.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what do you think of the dangers of protesting?
Man, dude, this stuff is just bullshit. Like all of it going on. Like again, the media makes it worse than it is. The protesting, like I don't get into it because it just doesn't help my life. I don't watch the news.
Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
The protesting?
Yeah.
I don't.
And don't confuse it with rioting and looting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I understand if people are protesting on their own beliefs. We live in America. You can do that. But there's a difference between protesting and then people that are going and burning things and trashing things and feeling they can get away with it. Like
that's rioting and looting.
Yeah, it's looting. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, me either. I don't know why, but somebody texted me, ask him, what's the dangers of protesting? So there you go. I figured maybe you had some sort of story.
Nah, I didn't have a story.
Dude, what I want to talk to you about is success. Because, again, I mean, you're writing this shit like freaking you've had massive amounts of success. It's all just starting to blow up for you. It doesn't sound like you're a multi-billionaire. Did you sell the company for a shitload of money or something?
Not $1 billion, no. I didn't sell for a lot of money. I didn't. The question you got to ask yourself is, what is success? I mean, everybody's going to ask that. To you and I, like, we have similar versions of success. I can tell based on I know you. We like to make money. We like to help people. We like to sell. We like to communicate, create content. Now, you look at some people, maybe making money isn't their thing. Maybe they just want to go and chill and relax and do their thing. If that's what they want to do, awesome, as long as they don't complain about it. So success is what you make it. I think the first question everybody should ask themselves, what is success to me? In my business life, in my relationship life, in my hobbies.
See, that's another thing. Your book title says, How to Achieve Success in Business, Life, and Love.
Yeah.
Why love?
Because when you read the book, when we did that trip around the country, at one point we were with each other 110 days straight, whether it was in a hotel room, VRBO, wherever it was. And we were planning our wedding. And so all these things happening. So we went through a lot of obstacles. I mean, the wedding was called off a couple times. We're filming this show. During that time, while filming the show, is when I almost went bankrupt. Because I was going through all these business things. I was going through all these things in my life. And so the reason why I shared love in there and relationships, we learned about how to have a good relationship, how to get through that stuff together. I mean, if you can get through that, you can get through anything. If you can film a show together, let alone, like Chip and Joanna Gaines, shout out to you, like the fact you do a show together, business together, that's difficult. I don't know if you've ever had a business with your wife, but it's definitely challenging at times.
So give me some hacks. How do you build love? How do you grow your love?
Communication's a big one.
I always say communication is so key.
It's in everything. If people would just communicate and talk it through, even if you don't want to talk about it, like talk it through.
I went and registered the website Key Communication.
Key communication.
Because it's that key. It's key communication. I'll give that idea if you want it.
Nice.
Okay, so communication, what else?
Communication.
Let's say right now I'm
date your
fighting,
wife.
I'm fighting with my wife. We're not getting along. They're listening to this. Along comes Brandon T.
Yeah.
And says, and Brad says, how do you fix my relationship? So pretend we're in a shitty little relationship. What would you do? Go home and do what tonight?
Take them on a date. Literally. Like, I always date your wife.
What if you don't have any money?
You don't have to have money. It could be a date that literally costs nothing. You could go.
Take her for a walk?
Go for a walk. Watch Netflix. I don't know. Do something romantic. Use what you got. Make the most of it.
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill.
Is that a date?
That could be a date.
All right. So take her for a date. What else?
Take her for a date. Let her know she matters. I think so many people take things for granted. They get married and then, I got her. Well, now I don't got to do shit, right?
Yeah.
No, always take them for dates. Always make them feel like they're important because they are.
Next.
Okay, that's two. What is that? Communication, take on a date, make them feel they matter. Have fun. Like, have fun. Like, you gotta
or be fun.
Be fun. Have fun. Don't be fucking boring.
Well, again, I mean.
And here's one more. This is my brother's. I gotta say this one. My brother, Shout out to my brother, Nick Adams. When he was he created a speech for a wedding. He said it's 100-100. It's not 50-50. Each person in the relationship, whether male, female, guy, whatever it is, you both got to give 100%. It's not 50-50. So you both got to give it all. If one lacks, that's just like business. You both got to put in the work. It's not easy.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be the guy that knows all the toasts.
Yeah.
Huh?
That was a good one.
I'm like, that is a good one. That is a good one. Like, I'm going to a wedding this weekend. I might even use it.
Use it.
That's who called.
Is that who called?
Roman James.
Where's the wedding?
Basically in Del Mar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of, like, I think the music is John Mayer and Justin Bieber. It's like, well, fancy. There's only 85
It could be a
of
party.
us. No, I forget what it is, but
I'll come crash the wedding.
He's a well-off dude that I just got to get to know lately, and invited me to his wedding, and I was thinking just the other day, like, damn, dude, like, what do you say, and when you raise a toast, and then I was thinking to myself, who's that guy that's always at the wedding that always has the kick-ass toast? Man, I need to start learning toasts, and then you just said that, and that is a good
100-100.
But that is a good premise for a toast. The whole 50-50, because that's what most people you hear at a wedding.
Here's what you do.
Folks, it's 50-50 now, and it's like, nah.
You can plug your show where you're at it. You can be like, hey, I was on a Dropping Bombs podcast interview guy, and I got this really good idea, and then go into the 100-100.
No. I'm just gonna steal it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it. So yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, so now business.
Yeah.
How to achieve success in business? How? Give me some tactical shit like that.
Yeah. So partnerships, having the right partnerships, the right relationships, that's big. Referrals is big. Media, man. I'm all about video.
Media?
Video content. If you're not utilizing your phone and you're not utilizing social media platforms of Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram, you're losing out. Those are the ones those are the ones I push.
How do you get attention?
You got to create compelling content. You got to create consistent content. It also helps. I mean, if you have subtitles, 85% of videos are watched with no sound. Have great. Just look at your page. I mean, you have some great stuff. You have some great videographers.
Yeah, but it does not get me freaking billions of dollars.
It's getting you exposure. It's getting you partnerships. I mean, some of my best deals happen on podcast shows, by the way. When you go on shows, you build a relationship, right? You find ways to work together. When I started out podcasting back in 2015, my main purpose of it was to get to people I normally couldn't get to. And then after the show was over, I'd find a way to make money together.
Your podcast is no more?
I have it. I haven't released an episode. We have 417 episodes out. I haven't done one in like 3 months. I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Doesn't make it over. It just means your subscribers haven't heard a recent one.
Yeah.
Because one time I stopped dropping bombs for like a month and a half, and I got a bunch of DMs, and that's how I knew it was working.
Yeah.
Because I did this thing called The Bottom Line on YouTube. You go there's a bunch of little clips of me giving the bottom line.
Yeah.
They were more costly and difficult to make than this podcast. Like, this podcast is nothing. It's 2 microphones. I hit record. You saw it.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do these. I just invite people in, sit down, have a conversation. They leave. Boom. I upload it. It's that easy. But these ones I put a lot of time and money in. When I stopped those, no one said shit. And I thought, oh.
I like those.
Well, nobody said anything. So I just said.
I'm telling you now, I like them.
Well, again, I can't make them for just you, my friend. but no, I've always wanted to go back and start making those bottom lines because I thought they were funny. But it's just crazy, man. Like Facebook.
Yeah.
I put a video that everybody likes on Instagram and says, damn, a lot of engagement. So we'll put it on Facebook, and Facebook will destroy it. Scumbag, salesman, look at this guy.
Yeah.
What a dick. Like, how is Facebook so different than Instagram when Facebook owns Instagram?
Facebook's an older audience. I mean.
Is it? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So older people must hate me.
I guess.
Yeah, because, dude, I put something on Facebook, dude. They just lamb-based me. Like, I told a story. You can look it up if you want, or you might notice it one day. I'm just telling a story about a pickup line I used one time. Dude, it's gotten 1.8 million views.
What was the pickup line?
Well, listen, it's got 1.8 million views so far with over 2,500 comments. And I just glanced at them to see what they'd say. They were not kind. Now, there were some defending me and that were kind, but, dude, most of them was, sleazeball, you need your ass kicked. And I'm just thinking, God. And then I put it on Instagram, and guess what? Everyone on Instagram's like, that's the greatest line I've ever heard. Yeah. Like, that's awesome. Fire. It was funny. Like, Instagram's cool. Facebook,
I feel, has more trolls.
Must be or something. Or they're really older. Do. I don't know. Maybe it's older.
Yeah. I prefer Instagram. I like that audience.
Okay, so partnerships, media and video, consistency in subtitles.
Yeah.
Any particular channel?
Channel to put on?
Yeah, like in other words.
So for me personally, I put it
platform. I should have said
platform. Yeah. So I'll take one piece of content, and I'll put the same piece of content on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Same thing, and that's all I do. Just repurpose.
But it's the same.
Same video.
It's the same video.
Yep, and I'll do it like I've done it today. I created a video, put it to 3 platforms. Don't think about it. What happens is,
but these platforms are a little bit different, right?
I tweak maybe the messaging a little bit. I might put some more hashtags, but I don't overcomplicate it, because if you do, you just won't put it out, and that's what people do. They're like, oh, I need to have it just right. I'm just more about get the content out and do it consistently, and it leads to deal flow.
Dude, what happens when you're like, what's your goal? Are you going to retire one of these days? What is your goal?
Are you going to retire?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You're not going to, as you get older, you're not going to go do fun shit and make money and invest in companies?
Well, that's not working.
Well, then I'm the same way. Like, yeah. I love what I do. For me, I like finding really cool deals, getting a part of them, and helping them grow. That's what I like to do. I love creating content, keep doing shows, and we'll see where 10 years go from now. I will say, you and I have one thing in common, unless you're full of shit. In 2028, I have intentions to run for president. We'll see what happens. Are you going to do it?
Well, I didn't say I
you said
am. I said I might.
You said it in Jordan Belford's podcast.
Yeah, I said I might.
Yeah.
And I might. It just depends on who's running and what the fuck's going on in the world.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not afraid to run. Did you remember why I said I would run?
Because you wanted to take over Canada and Mexico.
No, that's what I would do if I won. But no, it's because I want to go down in history as, a presidential candidate.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool? All you have to do is run.
You just have to be a U.S. citizen. You got that. You got to be 35 years old, and you got to pay a $5,000 fee. That's it.
Why 5,000?
I don't know. I Googled it.
Is it really?
Yeah, 5,000.
Yeah, you people say, well, you can't be a felon. Yes, you can. You can't be. There's all these things people think will stop them.
Yeah.
You just said them. You got to be from America.
Yep.
USA, I mean.
35.
Minimum of 35.
Minimum 35.
And I didn't know about the $5,000.
$5,000.
There was one more though. I can't remember what it was.
Maybe there was. There's a 3 now.
Let's see. Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
What does it take to run for the United States presidency?
Here's what I found.
Requirements.
Here we go.
Requirements of the President of the United States. Let me see, folks. Oh, that's some stupid freaking clickbait. I'm going to find out. Folks, if you're out there listening in the control room, find out. What does it take? See, I want to be cool like Joe Rogan, where I got my little researcher. I can just be like, hey, pull that up. Google that, You
just, you want to take it next level. We have a drink in our hand and we're smoking a cigar and doing the show.
Dude, it's funny. You know Andy Frisella? Or have heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard of you.
Yeah, so Andy Frisella is like a badass. He's got a first forum and racing teams and all that. I told him that exact thing. I said, dude, the coolest podcast would be if we sat here and got drunk and did one.
Yeah.
Did you mean get drunk or just drink?
I mean, you get drunk, but I would have an old fashioned in my hand, and I'd have a cigar.
Yeah, and by the way, folks, if you guys haven't already went and ordered Brandon T. Adams's book, well then I suppose you should pull over the car and go get it. It'll help him out first of all.
Yeah.
Right?
It would help me out.
Make you $1 or $2.
Yeah, make me a couple bucks.
Keep his gas tank full. Make sure
I could take my wife out to a date.
make sure he can get back to Ames, Iowa, right? Just for visits.
Garnerville, Iowa's a home.
But I'd be more interested in going to watch the show, Success in Your City.
Yeah, you'd like it.
Well, when's it like? You quit like dragging out the release. Like, dude, I only watch shit like after the season's over.
Oh well, episode 1 and 2 is out. Episode 3 is October, and then the other 2 will follow in the next 4 months.
I only watch shit when it's over. Do you know that?
You might have to wait then.
It's just I will.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah.
I hate watching a show and then next week I gotta wait.
Yeah.
Like there's a new show out.
The Boys, you seen that?
I have been watching that. And
Yeah,
that son of a
it
bitch.
drove me nuts, too.
Well, again, I went through the whole thing and now I'm sitting there week to week. That's why I just said it. I hate it.
That's a good show.
That's a good show.
That's some deep shit.
What about the show Yellowstone?
Man, you're the 5th person on this trip to tell me about that. And I haven't watched
Yellowstone.
it.
It's a badass show.
That's Kevin
dude.
Costner?
Yeah. Well, there's more people than Kevin, but Kevin's the main dude.
Yeah.
Yellowstone. It's a freaking good ass show.
Yellowstone.
And dude, the season just ended. It's a cliffhanger. Like, remember old cliffhangers? Oh, it's a cliffhanger. But now it's like I'm not going to watch the next season until it's over. So I can see what happens until it's over. What about Breaking Bad?
So, man, I watched like 2 episodes of that. I try not to get into it because it's addicting.
Well, it was a good show.
Yeah, it was the 2 episodes I saw, yeah.
Dexter.
Seen a few episodes, fucked up.
So
but
no.
Yeah, good.
So no Dexter.
I've seen 2 episodes.
No,
3.
2 episodes is not seeing Dexter, bro. Okay?
You do watch a lot of TV.
At the end of the day, you haven't seen Dexter. What about Billions?
No.
Fuck, dude, you're missing shit out. What about Justified?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Did you watch all of it?
Timothy Elfett. Yeah.
Yeah,
In college. I was in college when we
That's
watched
right.
that. We all had our Bush Light. We were watching Justified. We were like, it would come on that week. We're like, yeah.
Dude, Justified's awesome. And then there's one more, Game of Thrones.
I've seen 4 seasons, I think. 3 seasons.
Seasons
Yeah.
or shows?
Seasons.
Yeah, so
It was addicting.
why didn't you keep going?
Because I didn't like that I got addicted. It consumed so much of my time.
Yeah. Well, you ever heard of DVR?
No, I watched it, I think, on the platforms where I watched it straight. Like,
'Cause-
literally.
Well, watch, because a lot of people say it takes time to watch TV. Because people always do. You don't watch TV. Yeah, I do. Like, I hate when people say you can't watch TV. Gary V doesn't say this, but a lot of people insinuate you can't watch TV.
Yeah.
Yes, you fucking can. Okay, you don't have to work 18 hours
I watched
a day.
Netflix. By the way, I want to do a shout here. Maybe your audience will help me. The Bomb Squad. In my book, I talk about how I flew to Netflix to try to get a meeting, and I got escorted out of the building, and then I never got the meeting. I'm 23 emails in to a guy that's at Netflix named Ted Sarandos. Shout out to him. He's a very successful man. If anybody can get me in contact with that guy, do it.
Ted Sarandos?
Yeah.
I thought you just said you're emailing him.
Yeah, 23 emails. He's opening them, but he's not responding to me.
Oh.
I don't know if he can, based off of the rules. Big companies, you know.
No, of course he can. He doesn't want to.
Well, he fucking hasn't yet.
Dude, that doesn't mean he can't.
Yeah.
It means you suck.
I guess.
What is your pitch? What are you saying?
Everything's different. I mean, I got a whole thread.
I know, but what's the theme of it, bro? Because he knows who you are, bro. And
I know,
and
that's
he notices
why I'm following
you.
up, yeah.
Because, dude, I'll get the same type of email.
I even offered money to do a 20-minute or a 10-minute meeting with him.
Well, it's because it ain't about money.
Yeah, it was a PS. And I also said, hey, I've made this person millions, and I think I can make you millions, too.
Well, again, I get those all the time, dude. I'm gonna give.
But
you,
I'm the real deal.
I'm gonna give you the answer.
Yeah.
But I got to get more information. So what's the theme, though?
The first theme was more about the show. So what I first did when I went to Netflix, before I went, I sent...
Are you trying to get him to buy your show?
Maybe.
Okay, so again, is he that dude that gets to decide?
Yeah, he would.
Okay, so keep in mind, everybody wants their show, dude. And especially with Netflix right now, he's probably the freaking king of
Yeah.
it all.
Yeah.
And so money or nothing's not going to matter. You know what I would do if I were you? I would do exactly what you were just doing. I would try to figure out who knows Ted.
That's Okay, so that I do have a buddy that knows him, and I'm going to see him in 2 days.
Then you go with the buddy,
Yeah.
and you figure out if that buddy's telling the truth.
No,
'Cause-
he does.
Okay, then, dude, there's your in. Fuck the emails. You can send them all day long, and they're never going to work. I get emails like that all the time, dude.
Yeah.
And when they're little, it sounds like they're little entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know, just getting started, and they just want to apprentice here and do all this.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost like I after about the 6th or 7th one. Well, now it's getting awkward. So now all of a sudden you raise an eyebrow, especially in this day and age. Like,
I
who
guess
is-
I'm getting awkward.
Well, you could be after 23 fucking unreturned emails, but that could also be why you eventually get on the 25th one.
Exactly.
But you could also be stalker at 23. Watch this. So they're coming in. But what I do is I go, who in the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then I look you up. So he's looked you up.
Well, he looked me up, and he could see a lot of good shit.
That's
Just
what I'm
Google
saying.
me.
Well, he's
Yeah.
looked you up. So you know he knows who you are. He's
Yeah.
just not responding. Why do you
I
think
know.
that is?
I know he's a busy man. He's got a lot of money.
That's an excuse. It ain't busy and it ain't a lot of money. There's
Yeah.
something you're not saying. Let's figure out what it is.
Yeah.
What were you going to offer to get people in there?
What do you mean?
You said if anybody knows anybody, get me in there.
Okay.
How much you pay me to
I'll
get
make
you in
this
there?
deal. I'll make this deal. If somebody gets me a meeting with him and it turns into a sale, I will pay you a 10% of the deal.
In perpetuity?
10% of the initial deal.
In the first term of the contract?
Yes.
All right, so whatever contract.
That could make you a good amount of money.
Right, but if someone is listening to this, they know him, they can get you in the door. They DM you, get you in the door. It's worth 10% of the first term of the initial contract.
Yes.
So that's a
So
fair.
if it's $1 million deal, they just made $100,000. If it's a $10 million deal, you just made $1 million.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And you guys heard it here on Droppin' Bizzles with Brandon T. Adams. Now, folks, as you know, I always tell you, go get this dude's book. You got anything else you want to drop on these cats? Because I went through business, I went through love, and I think life is technically business and love, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, I just say, love the show. Keep following Brad's stuff. Go check out the book. Follow me on social media at Brandon T. Adams. And just take action. Everybody out there, like, there's so many people who watch your show. You can watch so much, but eventually you got to go do shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't go do shit, you're not gonna get where you want.
And folks, I'm telling you, I take notes as people listen, even if they're young. Like, and dude, I don't really think you're young. I think you're damn near my age.
Yeah.
Really, because again, first of all, I feel 30. I mean, actually, I feel 20, but I'm a little older, so it's like when people say, "How do you feel?" I feel 25, 30 years old, 35 maybe, at the most. I feel just like you do. That's what's crazy. And then I just start to realize, dude, I'm 50 fucking 51. I used to think 50's when you get old, but now I'm 50. It's not when you get old, dude. So like when Gary Vee says, you got a long time. I'm starting to see what he means. Like, dude, I'm 50 fucking 1. I feel the same as you do, and you're gonna be 51 in what 19
20
years?
years.
Yeah, 20 fucking years, dude. 20 years will go by like this, but yet it's a long time. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
So anyway, I forgot where I was going with that, but I take notes no matter how young people are. I don't really consider you young. I think you're a little seasoned. I'm talking, if I got a person 20 years old, I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
Now, you said take action, right? You totally believe in asking for help.
So I'll give you 5 tips.
5 tips.
So this is an acronym: How to train for success. T is taking action, just going for it. R is relationships, the people you surround yourself with, the people you do business with. A is add value. If you add enough value, people will in return pay you, but also you'll get more value in return. I is investing in yourself, whether you're investing in companies, investing in your brand, investing in your self-development. And then the last one is then never giving up. I've seen the darkest of times, and I'll tell you my best deals, the biggest successes in life came right after my darkest moments. So just keep going. And that's my formula for life. Every day, that's how I look at it.
You need to train.
Train, 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 and keep training.
Do you like the band Train?
I've never heard of it.
Shut up.
I don't think I have. Maybe?
Dude, that's a good acronym right there, man.
Yeah.
Take action. The second one is relationships. Build them, because guess what? Everything that you want, other people have. Add value. Be worthy.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Invest in yourself and never give up, folks. TRAIN. I like that, dude. There's going to be some serious people getting help from this show. I appreciate you coming in and dropping the knowledge that you have. Folks, I know I sounded like Barry White extra on this episode, so man, I'd appreciate it if you shared it out with everybody else so they know what cool sounds like. Until next time, keep it real.